Okay, that's not wavy, but it's interesting. Yes, we have tiny gold glitters. We have big fat iridescent glitters. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really feeling my oats. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Tommy Pickles here for a new video. Today we're doing a video that I've been hyping quite a bit lately, and it's going to be called Beauty, Truth, or Dare. Beauty, Truth, or Dare. I have invented, I haven't Googled it, a new video concept in which I went on my Instagram and I asked you guys for beauty dares, like things that are gonna suck. And then I also asked you guys for some truth, some hard questions. Some of them are hard because they're personal. Some of them are hard because you're asking me to make really tough choices between things that I love. Some of them are like tea questions. So I have all of the questions here. I wrote them down and I put them in a little bowl. And then I also have all of the dares written down. The idea being that for each step, I pick a truth. If I want to answer it, I get to do my makeup for that step how I want and chat through the answer to that question. So it'll be juicy either way. And if I don't want to, or if I can't, or if I just feel like the answer's kind of lame, then I will take a dare from that step. I'm also using this as an opportunity to shop my stash one last time before I do a massive declutter, which I'm going to film. And I already have everything broken out on the floor in my beauty room by category. So I'm going to have my vlog camera handy here, and I'm going to actually show you as I'm picking and pulling the products as I'm shopping my stash for each step as we go, whether it be what I want to do or what you guys wanted me to do. So that was kind of a long explainer, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think I'm probably going to end up looking like an e-girl by the end of this. For clarity's sake, just Google it. If you don't know what an e-girl is, it has nothing to do with raving or drugs. But I did get a lot of dares that were just like e-girl this, e-girl that, e-girl makeup, you know you want to. And I was like, I kind of do. I have no idea how this is about to turn out. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. The first dare, and I'm taking this without any question or anything, is to actually start with my eyes. Gracie, one of my favorite subscribers, dared me to do that. And I was like, that's just a good dare altogether, especially to kind of keep things interesting, because I always do my makeup in the same order. I always start with primer and then foundation. If you could only get one professional beauty treatment for the rest of your life, what would it be? Okay, well, I will take this question as an opportunity to talk about all the beauty treatments that I have had and all the ones that I have thought about doing, but officially I cannot answer that question because I could never pick just one. They're all amazing. So let's go on a journey together. In my stash, we have black eyeshadow for the whole lid, liquid lipstick as eyeliner, and electric blue. I'm going to choose two of those. We're going to go black eyeshadow on the whole lid, and then we're gonna go for an electric blue look, because I can recall in my brain right now the palettes that have amazing blue shades in them that I've literally never gotten to play with, just because there was never like a practical instance in my life to do so. So this is a really great way to start the shopping my stash ceremony. Influencers forever getting ready from the waist up. So for the electric blue eye look, let's see here. The Natasha Denona palettes have some pretty good blues in them. So you have the gold palette here. It's got some of this like pretty little midnight blue, and very similar two shades between these two. But this is not electric enough for me. I think that the Laguna right here is going to definitely help us out. Tiger Lily, Mint Frost, which is just one of the most unbelievable shades of all time. And then also, I don't know, we might dip into this. We'll see. This Midnight Sapphire shade. I don't know. I had a hard time getting excited about this shade just because it doesn't really have a whole lot of like impact, whereas like this one does. Do you see what I mean? Like this one is so much more opaque, and then this blue is just kind of I don't know. I've definitely like put it on a few times and then washed it off. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be, but we'll see if we can get it to work today. Eyeshadow all over the lid. I think that what I have to do is go in with this guy. The Black Orb in Abyss. I used this as an eyeliner and it was actually pretty underwhelming, but maybe it'll work really nicely as like an all over the eye black shadow. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Eye Lift 360 from Thrive. And I have sunscreen and like skincare on my face, but I don't have actual primer, that might prove to be an error, but at least it gives me the ability to put primer all around my eyes, which is actually what this primer is for. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with here is the Rituel de Fille, like I said, the Black Orb in the shade Abyss. So the question was about beauty treatments. I only recently discovered beauty treatments, I would say in the last couple of years, and it happened because your girl turned 30. I turned 30 during Venus retrograde in 2017, and I was feeling really low about my appearance at the time. I already had my channel and everything, and I was trying to be as like unshallow as possible, but I think I saw 30 as like this threshold of like, look, you're either gonna do something about this or you're not. Now would be a great time because you've waited your entire life kind of thing. And so I did a lot of stuff when I was 30. It was like I went on an accomplishing things streak. And so I bought a house, and then I had some money left over, and I put money down on my teeth and ended up paying those off within about 1.5 years. And that was when I got veneers. And then I don't know, I put off Botox until my wedding when I was 31. And that was another one where I just, I saw myself in videos all the time, and I was like, look, am I gonna like just let this bother me all the time? My like wrinkly forehead, my continuing to like, deepen like creases between my eyes, or am I gonna do something about it? Because not everybody either has those things or like has them that bother them. But like that was just one thing that really bothered me. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush, pencil brush it up. I look like a panda. But Botox was a game changer for me. And as you guys probably know, I got a little bit of lip filler done back in August. 1 cc of Volbella. Okay, this Black Orb, I will not be sorry to say sayonara to. Like, commit. Do one thing or the other, but just being kind of like a greasy, powdery, blend forever, not commit, not stick on the lids kind of thing. Like, I want it to either blend or don't blend, but like, it just can't commit to either one. Let's go in with some blues, guys. What do you think? Some blues. Someone asked me recently, do you have plans to do more things to your face? And I was like, well, no, I don't have plans to, but I'm also never going to judge someone for doing it, and I'm never going to take it off the table, because I experienced such a positive like boost in my everyday interaction with my own face as a result of it. I will say, the people who do these kinds of eye looks on a regular basis are much more talented and also probably concentrating a lot harder than I am right now. But I mean, there are also reasons that I haven't done other things to myself, like get a boob job or something. There's something about like whenever I watch, Botched or anything like that, and granted, plenty of people, especially women who've had like mastectomies and things like that, they do fine with breast implants. It's totally, totally fine. There are hundreds of millions of people out there with breast implants, and they are just doing fine. However, I don't want a foreign body in my body if I can help it. But also, I've seen girls that are like my size, because I just have naturally, I'm kind of bony, And I've seen girls my size that have gotten a boob job, and like some of them it's fine, but some of them like the fat doesn't fill in. And I'd be so scared that like the fat wouldn't fill in around them, and they would just look like oranges on my body. Because when I was pregnant for like 5 minutes, my boobs got a little bit bigger. And man, if I could get like a full A, like a full A cup boob job, I would 100% consider it. I shouldn't say I would 100% do it, because I cannot promise that. But yeah, knowing the sense of satisfaction that I got from different improvements that I've done, and just knowing that like, yes, it's an investment, but like your dermatologist is capable of some really, really incredible things. And that if you go to a professional that you really, really trust, and you're not obsessive, it's not coming from a place of, wanting to be a completely different person. And by a different person, I mean like comparing yourself to an actual other person, but it's coming from like your heart, then, those investments can be really worth it. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of the black, because we're working in really, really like extreme tones here. Okay, I'm gonna go deep concentration here, guys. We'll time lapse it. All right, here comes the fun part. The next fun thing here is mint frost. Dun, 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 dun. Natasha Denona makes some of the most unbelievable shadows in the world. That is why I'm probably going to be getting rid of these palettes, is because there are people in my life who will appreciate them more than I have. Okay. Eyes are done. And low-key, I think they're really awesome. Let's go complexion. What was the worst part of getting veneers other than the money? So a lot of people ask me about my veneers, so this is actually a really good opportunity to bring people kind of up to date on that. But that also means, since I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, I get to pick my friggin' foundation because I actually want this to look at least somewhat intentional. So I'm going to go shop my foundation situation. I think that today, because we're gonna go for kind of more full coverage, we're gonna go for the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. And I am going to start, I think, with the Bite Primer. I think for concealer, I'm going to use this guy, my new Hourglass. And then powder will go, oh, trusty rusty here with my Hourglass. I think Tati usually like wipes away the rest of her eye makeup that she doesn't want, but unfortunately, not even unfortunately, on purpose, I don't even own makeup wipes. It's just not a thing that I do. I just think that they're really wasteful and silly. Just gonna roll with it however it goes. All right, I'm gonna go with a little bit of the Bite Beauty Primer. I like this a lot. I cannot get over how strange Eyes First looks. Okay. Boop, boop. Best way to do this for me is to put it everywhere. This is the foundation that I used when I did my soft glam tutorial. You guys really dug that. I loved how much love you guys gave me on that, because it's the first tutorial I've done in a really long time. And you guys were like, actually, Kackie, you're pretty good at it. So thank you. So speaking of my veneers, I got my top veneers done back in 2017. Kind of, wow, what is that? That's nice. Kind of like I was talking about in my last question. And I did it because my teeth were like not healthy. I knew it was something I was always going to have to do, but I was always discouraged from doing it by my dentist because it was so expensive. That's what they kept telling me. They're like, it's really expensive. I was like, yeah, but it's like my teeth, man. You know, like, how are you going to tell me that, like, you're assuming because of my age that I can't afford to fix my teeth and that I should just kind of keep putting band-aids on it, which is essentially what I was doing, because I was getting composite put on, which is like what they use to fill your teeth. It's like the tooth colored stuff that they use to fill your teeth. And I was just having that like rebuilt on my front teeth all the time. My teeth were really, really short and small. And they were doing that basically because I had chipped my front tooth off when I was like 21. And they just kept adding it, and then it would degrade. Like over a short period of time, I'd have to go get it done again. And it was a lot of time in the dental chair, and it was still a lot of money out of pocket. It's kind of like the difference between like if somebody really wants a nose job and they just keep going and getting like the non-surgical nose job, like no judgment, but like that cost adds up. Fillers are really expensive. And so like a nose job is like, what, between $6,000 and $10,000, and over like 4 years, you could probably spend that just getting fillers in your nose. So anyway, I don't know. These are the things that I think about. My sister now is interested in getting veneers because she doesn't have the same issues that I do, but she does. I think that the way Raw Beauty Christie does this is that she doesn't do her bottom eyeshadow until she does her concealer. Amateur hour over here, guys. We'll see. We'll see. And I've been kind of talking my sister through it because her issue is not that she has unhealthy teeth. It's that her bite has just never been right. And basically every doctor tells her that if she actually wants to fix it long term, she needs to get her jaw broken, her upper jaw and her lower jaw broken, which is like an insane thing to do. And I mean, not that like you shouldn't, but like that's a crazy in-depth procedure. That's a lot of like trauma to your body. And then she would have to also have another set of like regular braces at 30, almost 34 years old. Like, really? So she is obviously looking for like other options because that's a really big commitment. And so I directed her to my dentist. I went in for my cleaning and I asked them, I was like, hey, you know, can you treat something like that with veneers, or does she really need to get her jaw broken? And they were like, that's something that we can treat. We actually do it a lot more often than you would think. you know, I can close somebody's bite with veneers and things like that. And I mean, they opened my bite up with veneers because I actually got all of my back teeth crowned so that my jaw opened up. Like if you look at the before and after photos, my face is just so much more smushed on the bottom before I got my teeth done because my teeth were really short. I had ground them all down. So to answer your question about like what's the worst part, I've been having to like coach my sister on it because she's really not sure yet whether she wants to do it, and I don't blame her because she does have really negative associations with the dentist in her brain because it's always just been a really traumatic place for her to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody has their thing. She's a perfectly sane person, but that's her thing, is that the dentist makes her really anxious. Like pass out anxious. My sister does. She'll faint sometimes. And so, you know, you're either a fainter or you're not. She happens to be a fainter. So that's something that is a big concern for her. And so, you know, I didn't want to sugarcoat that. She came to me and she was like, look, tell it to me straight. Like, what kind of level of stress should I be preparing myself for? The part that sucks is how long it takes, because they are doing really tedious work on something very important on your face. And so it is not a place where you would want someone to cut corners. And so the intensity of that, of someone working on your teeth for that long, I would say that's the worst part. Is not the actual procedure, but just how long it takes each time you're in the chair. You're in the chair for like 4 hours at a time. Okay, so I will say the eyes first thing, while I still look like kind of a psychedelic panda, it does solve the whole fallout issue. I mean, except for the fact that I'm gonna have to go back underneath my eyes again. Next, we're gonna move to cheeks, and there are a lot of different options here. So, are you jealous of any YouTuber's channel? I don't feel like I can give a really good answer to this because I'm not gonna name names. So I will talk about this and about like the effect that has on my brain, because yes, of course, but I'm not going to name names. So that means that we do have to take some dares on the cheeks. So we have no blush. We have going back to Glossier Dawn, which is hilarious. Green blush, purple blush, red blush, draw on freckles, e-girl blush, which can be combined with those things, set with highlighter or lip gloss as highlighter. So there's a lot of options here. Let's go look around. Okay, so obviously I don't own like blue blush, but I do own red blush. We have the Rituel de Fille that's actually very red. And then we have Dawn right here from Glossier. I think I might take you up on that. It's gonna be fun to try and put that on top of powder, but you know, that's what we're here to do. And what else did we have? We had some highlighter dares. Highlighter, oh, my Aether Beauty highlighter is already over on my desk, so I want that. What else do we have? Oh, you wanted me to draw on freckles. The best way to draw on freckles is with the Glossier Brow Flick, so I've got that. Let's go ahead and grab some like eyeliners and stuff too. I'll see you guys back at my desk. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just bronze really quick. I'll just zoom through this. Actually, let's start with highlight. You guys did want me to kind of set my whole face with it though, so let's just do that. Gonna go in with the Delirium blush, and even though it doesn't look red, Girlfriend is pretty red. I don't really have anything like super red, I don't think. This is the reddest thing that I have, but we're gonna start with this, and then stuff's gonna kind of get weird. And we're gonna go Igari style. Is that what it's called? Like the Hangover makeup? We're gonna go kind of high up on my cheeks here. We're just chasing the e-girl thing. We're gonna go across the nose too. And even go like, they always look like they're kind of sick, you know? I put it like all around there. And around the mouth a little. Some of you guys are like, yes. There are a few of you who are like, yes. I think that that's what being a teenager is about though. I think that being a teenager is about like fully embracing an aesthetic. Like you should look back on your photos of yourself as a teenager and be like, oh yeah, I did that. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the cloud paint in Dawn, and this is truly like, whoever wrote this question, bless you for being with my channel long enough to remember how poorly this went. You're a real one. This is one where I was like under the impression that I was gonna be able to like totally rock an orange blush, and this is just really not for me, but we're gonna make it work. So speaking about comparison, I want to talk about that because there are definitely some YouTubers who I know who have become really, really successful and like really, really good for them. Like I want people to succeed, and I do have what I call the 2 cakes philosophy. 2 cakes being just because someone else, like from an art standpoint, makes something that's similar to what you have and yours you don't think is as good as theirs, that doesn't mean that someone's going to pick theirs over yours. It means that, you know, anybody appreciating that particular genre of cake is going to be glad that there are 2 cakes, not just pick one cake because it's the better cake kind of thing. And comparison is always going to be the thing that kind of like takes your happiness away if you let it. And so you definitely want to like compare yourself only to your previous selves, not to other, you know, other people, because you don't know what their hustle looks like. You don't know. All you see is like their highlight reel. This is going really well. Yeah, definitely. But I do feel like I am kind of still the victim of that sometimes. And I think that that is a way of like self-sabotaging, basically. Self-sabotage is, you know, essentially you are making sure that you don't have a way of reaching your goals because you don't actually in your heart think that you deserve them. And because you believe that, you will actually go ahead and make sure that you don't succeed so that someone else can't make sure that you don't succeed, kind of thing. You know, you steal your own thunder essentially. And so that's my long way of saying, I'm dipping this into like a lavender purple right now. That is my long way of saying only bad things can come from that. And the more that I grow and the more consistent that I am on YouTube and the more people who I meet on YouTube, the more likely it is that someone is going to have something that really like takes off, and that, you know, I'm going to have an opportunity to be jealous of them. And I have to, like, that is the burden on me, is to like make sure that that doesn't happen because it's just so detrimental to like your ability to be happy and continue making the kinds of things that make you happy, that come from your heart. Because if you're concentrated on what someone else is doing all the time, you're literally never iterating on yourself. You're only following what they're doing. And like you're just kind of chasing them around being like, oh, well, you know, why didn't I think of that? It's like, well, because you're not spending your time thinking about things that like are original to you. You're spending your time worrying about what other people are doing. I'm gonna take a little bit of like a pink shade here. This might be a huge mistake, and just kind of blend that. Is that a problem? Is that a dumb thing to do? Pink plus blue I thought would make kind of like a purple shade. Well, we have to do it on both eyes now, so. I'm not sure it was like the perfect choice, but it is a choice. So to answer your question, I don't really have anybody that I'm like jealous of, but I definitely have channels that like I admire. And the lesson to take from that is, what are they doing that's really true to themselves? And what can you do that's really true to yourself? Not what can you do that's really true to them, because it won't work for you, kind of thing. So yeah. All right, so I did bring up my little Brilliant Eye Brightener from Thrive so that I could get my inner corners and everything and just kind of bring that light back in, because this is just a product that I lean on really, really hard. But I also thought, once I get the blue off of it, it would be good to use as like a really good accentuator, like where I want it here. I have the Aether Beauty highlighter here. I'm gonna do this really fast because it's so beautiful. That's definitely more than I would ever put on in any normal circumstances, but I like the way that that looks. And that was the Pure Diamond Dust. I'm going to clean up around my eyes just a little bit and put eyeliner on and stuff, and then I'll be right back. One of my favorite things when I do these kind of like weird looks, which if you haven't been following my channel for a while, then you might not remember I actually have done these kinds of things before on my channel, but something I love to do is also white freckles, because I feel like it just kind of like adds this weird ethereal thing to it. So I'm just gonna draw some freckles. This is the Brow Flick in brown. Probably could use blonde too. The blonde is a little bit like warmer though. Someone did request e-girl hearts. I might have to do it. So yeah, this comes out like this, like a little brush. This one's from NYX. Please don't be all dried up. This stuff's amazing. Boop. boop, 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 boop. Makes me look like a little like weird woodland child. It's not the worst thing in the world. So we've done eyes, now complexion, cheeks. Now we get to move on to brows. Team dog or team cat? That is truly a question that I cannot answer. And therefore, we go to your dares. We have several different ones that I cannot do all of. Unfortunately, I don't think I can block my brows. Like, that's just not something that I'm actually capable of doing. I don't have the tools on hand to do it, so I can't do like the 1999, you know, like pencil in eyebrows or like something high up on my face or something. But we have wavy brows, which I can attempt, and we have glitter brows, which I'm definitely going to put glitter on my eyebrows. I actually have my boy brow sitting right here. I don't know what's gonna happen here. This is the blonde boy brow, actually, I think. And I'm gonna load it up. I'm just gonna load it up. So in case you don't know, I have 2 cats and 1 dog. I have a cat named Monster, another cat named Bruce, and a dog named Ollie. And I used to be a major cat person, but I became a dog person with Ollie, even though my husband is definitely more the owner of Ollie at this point. Okay, that's not wavy, but it's interesting. So to recap, if you're following along at home, I put tons and tons of the pomade in there, and I fluff that up, and then I push that down, up, down, right? I'm gonna grab a little bit of glitter, because that's the other thing that's happening right now. Every night I thank God for Glossier. It's for moments like this. So I've got the 2 glitter gelées here, and one is in Bijou Bijou and the other is in Phantasm. And I'm gonna start with Phantasm, and I'm gonna just glitter, brow, glitter, brow, glitter, brow. Hell yeah! Why have I never done this before? Okay, so I don't think that it worked on my my wavy brows. So I think I'm actually just going to make them cute. Sorry guys, I'm gonna make them a little bit cuter and just go for double the glitter. How's that? Yes, we have tiny gold glitters, we have big fat iridescent glitters, and it's all happening. Gonna wear this for the rest of my day. Check in with you guys in 8 hours. Okay, that was it for the eyeballs. Now we just have lips, and then I will throw on some finishing touches. Okay? So for lips, we have liquid eyeliner as lip liner, dark red concealer lips, black lavender, all kinds of crazy things. So let's see what we have here. Genuine thoughts on canceling brands like Jeffree Star and Kat Von D. I feel qualified to answer this. I don't know why, I guess it's because I'm punching up, but I do still want to do something fun on my lips. I don't want to just phone that in. So let's go shop. So the reason that I want to shop is because this situation is so amazing. I can't believe how many lips I have. I don't know, there have definitely been some interesting ones that got sent to me, like Bite Beauty discontinued a bunch of stuff and they sent a lot of them out to people like over Halloween as kind of like a gag. Okay, that's not lavender, but it's still amazing. I wish I had like a lavender lip for you guys. I don't know if I do. Like this purple right here, let's just bring that over there just in case. It's pretty much like a translucent gloss, but let's see anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really feeling my oats. I'm gonna go ahead and line. I'm gonna use the Victoria Beckham Lip Definer Crayon just to get something cute going first. All right, let's talk about cancel culture a little bit and the kind of overall effects of it, as well as like what I feel like are the nuances of it. So I think it's interesting how, just from observation, like how our society seems to be able to recover from certain things and not other things. Like, for whatever reason, racism is not something that people like permanently hate somebody about. I mean, certainly some people do, but like the general populace can kind of move past it, even though Jeffree Star is still like fielding that kind of stuff. But Kat Von D being like anti-vax is just too much for people. What do we think, guys? This is Bite Beauty, okay, in Eggplant. Doesn't matter what I do to my face though, doesn't matter. My lips will always take over. But my genuine thoughts are that there are influencers who play the game with cancel culture because they know that, like, short of things like anti-vax, things like that, that most of the stuff can't get you canceled permanently, but it will bring you a lot of attention in the short term, and people will want to know what your thoughts are on your own cancellation. Oddly, like, they're chasing clout even if it's negative, and my brain doesn't even work like that. Like, I can't game a system like that. Like, that doesn't even appeal to me, and I would never want to, like, gain notoriety based on those kinds of behaviors. You know, that's also why I don't really watch Jeffree Star, is because I'm exhausted. It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I, you know, want to condemn him for one reason or another, or I can like pin down like these people are wrong or these people are right, and I've given this a lot of thought. It's just like I'm tired and I don't really care, you know? And I think that like anti-vax culture is really dangerous, obviously. But it's very similar, I feel like, to like, it sounds terrible. Hear me out. It's similar to MLM culture in the sense that it's having its moment right now in a way of it being like, no one wants to touch it. No one wants to touch it, and everybody, like, all it takes is like, you know, something to go viral or a documentary to be made or something like that that kind of exposes it and brings it home to people. And that's when people feel like they've had their emotions taken advantage of and that they've been personally duped. That's when stuff like hits home, I feel like, more, and like cancel culture tends to stick. Whereas it's not very sticky when it comes to racism because everybody knows a racist. Although, I don't know, Laura Lee, she got like canceled, but I mean, she kept making videos and stuff. I just felt like, I mean, honestly, my brain spun for, I'm just doing a little bit of contour to kind of bring this into my hairline. My brain spun for a long time about how I would have handled that if I were her, because I grew up in a part of the country where people blurted dumb racist crap out all the time. They still do. I'm from North Florida, folks. There are plenty of amazing, incredible, enlightened people there, but there are also a bunch of people who have no intention of becoming enlightened. They think that what they're doing is just fine. And so it definitely like would not have been so far removed for me to have known someone like Laura who would have said something like that on Twitter before knowing that she was going to be famous or whatever. Like, plenty of people are clout chasers even early on, and they're just trying to get attention, and a lot of times that means attention in their own social circles. And so, you know, that was years and years and years ago that someone pulled those old tweets up from. And it was her basically pandering to a completely different crowd and just basically being like, I'm a bigot, you're a bigot, aren't we funny? And like, no, you're not funny, but at the same time, like, there are so many other ways to recover from it than the way that she did. Like, I think that she got more perma-canceled because people didn't believe her. They did not believe that she was genuinely sorry, and that stinks because I do feel like she genuinely, like, rued what she did. And I do think that she had like really come a long way as a human being, but the way that she chose to go about it was just like not super awesome and not super like authentic. I don't know. It's probably not mine to say, but I do have feelings on that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna throw on, this is crazy. I don't know how long I've had this. It kind of doesn't smell right. It's definitely more than a year old, but I'm actually not sure I've ever opened it. So this is some Buxom purple lip gloss. Because y'all know I love a glossy lip, okay? It does not smell right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Not their fault. I just have had it for too long. My sister and I had a big obsession with the Buxom glosses for a while. And we used to just like stuff each other's stockings with them. So I have like 80 of them and I need to get rid of them. A little bit of mascara. And this is actually one of the best little brushes of all time. This is the Offset like bent liner brush, the B12 from Sigma. And I'm going to use that to become an e-girl, BRB. Harley Quinn who? Okay, so my e-girl hearts are not even, and that's fine. You know, it is what it is. I'll get better at it. I'll become a better e-girl over time, guys. But this was so effective at making me like go in and use and think about all of the things that I haven't used in a long time. But it also just makes me so much more sure of the things I know I'm not going to get genuine use out of. I love these blue shades on my eyes. I think that Natasha Denona has the most gorgeous, unbelievable, creamy, long wearing glitter shadows of all time, but that is why I want someone else to get use out of them besides me, because I'm just not going to be doing this on an everyday basis. This just isn't, obviously, this isn't me. I love this lip. I really kind of love how all of this turned out. I think that it's just kind of crazy and fun, and like, you know, it's fun to get weird sometimes. And it makes me feel like I have gotten one last hurrah out of my stash before I do the big purge that I have planned. So definitely tune in. It might not be my next video, but it will definitely be in the next few videos. We're going to be doing a giant, massive declutter of what you guys just saw on my floor. Honestly, the sooner the better, because it's crazy. You guys saw, it's insane. I can hardly walk in here. So I'm really excited to have like a new minimal collection. And when I say minimal, I'm still probably gonna have like 10 concealers. It's not like I'm gonna stop testing makeup. I just need to purge. So I hope that you guys found this enjoyable. I hope you liked this concept. If you did, pass it on. I think this is just a really fun way to shop your stash, especially if you're planning on getting rid of stuff, to like do some fun, challenging things, get one last hoorah out of some stuff before you kind of pass it on to somebody who's going to enjoy it more. So if you did like this video, guys, then make it official. Like it down there below with a little thumbs up button. If this is my first video of yours that you're watching, hi, my name's Kackie. This is not what I usually do, but it was fun anyway, and you enjoyed it, then go ahead and subscribe while you're here. Hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.